At MTAC Another World, John joined the SideQuest podcast to talk to Lauren Landa for this awesome interview here on the Awesome Cast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to MTAC Another World, where we are happy to be joined by Lauren Landa. Lauren, thank you so much for making the time.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, what are some things that you've been working on that you can tell us about?
Well, it's funny that we're just jumping right into that because as of, I think, 24 hours ago, I can officially announce that I'm the voice of Reiko in the new anime Kowloon Generic Romance. So I'm very excited about that. There seems to be a lot of people that are really stoked for it. I don't even know anything about it because we're recording it as the Japanese episodes are coming out. So I don't know anything about it. I don't know anything about any of the episodes that we're recording on, but it's kind of sci-fi mystery romance kind of vibe so far. So a lot of people are really excited about it.
Awesome. Well, we'll start the interview with this. What first made you take an interest in acting?
Well, ever since I was a kid, I always loved to perform. It's just kind of in my blood, in my genes. It's definitely been my calling my entire life. And I started in theater. And then as I got to college, I began to think, I like anime. I love anime. People voice act anime. That's probably not a bad idea. And I happened to meet the right people. And they suggested, well, you should take workshops because that's what, it's a good idea to do. It's how to learn how to hone in your craft and meet people that could help you, work and all of that. So it's exactly what I did. And I ended up meeting Tony Oliver, who is a voice actor, director, writer. He's the voice of Rick Hunter from Robotech. Everybody knows Tony Oliver. And Tony was my first director in anime. So that was pretty exciting. So, yeah.
That's really cool. What was your first exposure to anime?
So it's interesting. My first exposure to an anime film was, I'm going to get this wrong because I always get it wrong. It is an older anime movie called it's the Sea Prince and the Water Child, I just butchered it. It's the Sea Prince and the Fire Child. And it's a Romeo and Juliet story. But the first series that I was introduced to was Sailor Moon. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
Who would you say has had the biggest impact on your career?
As far as just anybody?
Yeah, I was about to say, it's intentionally vague. It could be, somebody who encouraged you, somebody who gave you a big break, whatever.
There's so many people. Honestly, I'm pretty close with my family, so they've been a huge impact on my life. I've been very fortunate to meet so many people that were in this industry before me, and so they were very kind to show me the ropes and everything. So I think there's too many people to mention.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What is the biggest challenge for you as an actor?
Honestly, I think for me, it's not even just as an actor. It's kind of like a public figure. I am here to act and perform, and I happen to be here at conventions to meet fans, which I so appreciate. But I think the hardest part, at least in today's world, is social media. I think that's the hardest part of being an actor personally, because you got to make sure that you're there and you're present and, but also try and take care of your mental health as well. So I think that's what I would say. It doesn't even have anything to do with the performance aspect, but just outside of that.
With acting being such a competitive field, you put out so many auditions just to get a handful of roles. Mm-hmm. What keeps you motivated?
It's a tricky question because it's really tough in this industry to continue to be motivated because a lot of people are in this industry. If it's your passion and if it's what you love to do, you'll keep working at it, no matter how many roles you don't get or whichever, because rejection is a big part of this industry. And if you've been in it for a long time, then you know that. And there are slow times and then there are great times. That's that's just part of the roller coaster of the entertainment industry. So,
what are some of the interests that you have outside of acting?
Oh, I love to write. I also walking is definitely one of my favorite hobbies. I love walking. It clears my head. I love it, and it's good for you. Get outside, touch some grass, all of that. Love listening to different kinds of music. I'm a big movie buff, so there's a lot.
Excellent. Well, we'll let you go on this one. I've been asking everybody this, but the theme of the convention is another world. Mm-hmm. So if you had to be transported to another world, where would you go?
It's tough because there's so many amazing worlds out there. I think there's a couple different worlds that immediately come to mind. I would love maybe to go to Middle Earth, maybe because it's beautiful there. Unless you're, unless you're there, we don't want to be there. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Middle Earth, I think, and I would say Middle Earth, honestly.
There's like an 80% chance that you're going to be an okay spot.
Yeah, exactly. Like yeah, exactly.
As long as you're far enough away from Sauron and like the orcs.
There's a couple bad mountains you want to stay away from.
Yeah, other than that, they won't bother.
Hobbiton, you're golden.
Exactly.
Parties every day.
Rivendell, gold.
I would say my two choices are Hobbiton and Rivendell. Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, well, excellent. Lauren, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, guys. I'm sorry we had such a brief time. I'm so sorry about that.
That's all right. We do appreciate it.
Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And that was the interview. Thank you once again to Middle Tennessee Anime Convention and Lauren for this interview. You can find the SideQuest podcast at linktree.com/thesidequestpod. You can find more information about MTAC at mtac.net. And you can find all our stuff at awesomecast.com, OSMCAST, including our Discord server, TeePublic merch, and Patreon. Thanks for listening.